Now I'd like to introduce to you our special guest, person who is not a scorpion. It's a special human being, Peggy. This is our one of our live testimonial. I'm sure you will enjoy this story.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm just breathless. Looking at everyone in this room because I wasn't supposed to be here. I was supposed to be gone. I've had quite a journey, and I'm so thankful for everyone who's here today. I think that I want to express my appreciation to Dr. Howe and what he's done, because, you know, when a doctor tells you you have 2 months to live, what do? You have no hope. But I'll start at the beginning because I had quite a journey for 2 years. I've lost 2 brothers to cancer, one at age 37 to a brain tumor, and one at age 52 to colon cancer. And that's a very difficult thing to have lived through. Luckily, we had 6 kids and we had a lot of support. When they told me I had breast cancer, I promised my mother she wouldn't be able to lose a child. And I just prayed that that would happen. I was going to fight it like tooth and nail, just like my brothers did. And I ended up having, but they said it was the easiest cancer, breast cancer. It was DCIS, and that was in February, March of '09. And after I decided to have a double mastectomy because I was going to fight it and I was going to win. And after which I had my double mastectomy for those from the United States on April Fool's Day. And I thought, that'll be a great April Fool's Day, great day, so I can look back on it as now I realize, because I didn't actually have to have that. I just feel like there's something else out there now. But anyway, to go back to the story, I went to a specialist who said I didn't need chemo after I had my mastectomy. They all said I didn't need chemo. But I said, I want to have it, which is crazy now that I even think about it. But I wanted to have it because I didn't want to lose myself. I wanted to do everything I possibly could. And so I went through six rounds of chemo, which was the worst thing I've ever experienced. And, you know, right after that, I ended up with a lump under my arm. You know, this was the person who wasn't supposed to even take chemo, and I was getting cancer while I was on chemo. And I was sicker than a dog. I was losing weight, and, you know, I was going on a journey. If it had been my children, I would have absolutely researched everything. But for me, I was in shock, and I just did what they told me to do, other than, you know, follow all the rules and everything. And so when they took the lump out from under my arm after I'd finished the chemo, it was cancer again. And I had a specialized type of breast cancer. It's non-hormonal. It's HER2 positive, and it's very aggressive. And of course, everything that they found was HER2 positive. And in fact, they had found a secondary, next to the DCIS, they found a secondary very aggressive breast cancer that was less than a centimeter or a millimeter in the pathology of my mastectomy. And they said, but it was so small, don't worry about it. But it didn't even show up on any of the screening or anything. I had MRIs and everything. But after I had, they said, well, we got to do some more chemo. Well, what else are you going to do but what your doctor says? And so I went through 4 rounds of adriamycin, and in the breast cancer world, they call that the red devil, because it's horrible. I ended up in the hospital 4 times. One time they didn't think I was going to come out. I didn't know that till my doctor told me a couple months ago. I always knew I was coming out. I just knew it. And, you know, while I was on that treatment, well, I did the PET scan after I'd given it a little bit of time to work, and my cancer had moved into my lymph nodes in my chest. And so they said, well, I guess we'll try radiation. So they radiated, and during one of my scans, they found thyroid cancer. So I had gone through, they only took out the right side because it was so small, but it was bigger, so they went in and took out more cancer. So I had the whole thyroid taken out. At this point, they decided to do radiation from here up to here. And I went through 7 weeks of radiation. And at this point, I became all natural. There was no chemicals in my home to clean with. I had decided that I was doing all the supplements. I had gone organic on all my foods, no sugar, which was very difficult for me. I was drinking Kenyan water. I was doing everything because I knew at this point what the doctor was doing was not working, and if I didn't do something, I was going to be dead. I have 3 grandsons. They need me. I was going to fight. Well, during this time, my friend, he was diagnosed with a stage 4 brain tumor, and he was an engineer, and he knew he had to find an answer. And he started researching, and he said he found some research on the scorpion, on this scorpion venom stuff. And I thought, Mike, outside, this engineer who goes by the book for everything, actually looking at something, and he said, you have to read about it. I think there's really something going on here. Well, he died, and he never got a chance to try it. And his wife had told me, you've got to do this just for Mike. And what ended up happening was, I did the radiation, and pretty soon they find it in my liver. And, next thing I know, it's in my right lung. Next thing I know, it's in my left lung. And it just nodules kept growing every time I'd go. I was having CAT scans. And by last year in January, during one of my scan reviews, my sister said, now, do you think we have, a certain amount of time? Do you have any idea? And the doctor said, well, maybe 2 months if it continues. 2 months. For someone to tell you that, it's like, 2 months, what are you going to do? And it was like, well, wait a minute, I don't feel like I'm going to die. I'm not ready for this. I felt pretty, even though I was down a lot of weight because of all the chemo was so horrible. I can tell you today, I truly and honestly feel, because of that, one of my situations with chemo, I felt like the only person that could relate to me would be a soldier on a battlefield missing parts. It was the most horrible side effects. I mean, I was on, my husband couldn't tell you more, but I look back and I think, how could they give us all this poison? All it did was make me more susceptible to the cancer, because it tore down every kind of, anything good inside of me that was going to battle. It had torn it down. And I was reviewing all this in my head while I'm hearing 2 months. And that was it. The only option she gave me was, well, we might change. At this point in time, I was on Tykerb, which is Lapatinib, I believe, and Herceptin. And they said that I was Herceptin resistant, and that was my lifeline, and the Tykerb was supposed to help with that, but apparently that wasn't working. And they told me 2 months, maybe 2 years if it starts working. Well, that didn't give me much to go on, and came out there just, numb. I said, okay, 2 months, well, I've got a lot to do. I was type A personality, I went and bought my burial plot. I went to the funeral home, picked out what I'm going to be buried in. I arranged my own funeral. I got 3 different colored Tupperware boxes for my 3 children to put all their special things in, put my special things in, so they'd each happy. But it was okay, because, I'm going to heaven, I'm going to meet God, and I had all this going on. And I thought, my friend called me and said, no, you've got to look into this. And I had actually been studying about the scorpion venom. I had actually gone out there, but I had gone into shock. That first few days after I heard this. And I had gone out and I had looked at it, I had researched it, I had read up on the patent and everything, and I was very impressed because it looked real. There's so much stuff out there on the internet. And so many people take advantage of those of us who are in that sort of a situation. They prey on the weak. And it's terrible, but this looked real. I mean, to me, the website and everything was right up there with pharmaceuticals. But I went out there and I took the test. There was a test out there that says, what's your stage, what's this, all about your cancer. And it came up, and it gave me 76%. There was a 76% chance that this Escozine could help me. My doctor gave me nothing. Thank God that I found Escozine, And God puts us here on this earth for a reason. He put everything on this earth for a reason. Why not the scorpion? You know? There's just, and I love the natural world because I truly believe that there's so many pharmaceutical products out there that are hurting us and they're just creating more and more problems, which, you know, the chemotherapy that I went through, like I said, I was in the hospital 4 times. It just killed my immune system. How am I ever going to fight something if I don't have an immune system? But they're creating all of this. But the scorpion, if it's natural, and I've had absolutely no side effects. None. Well, the side effects are I have energy, I don't have any active cancer, and I'm here talking to you today. I want everyone here to know how grateful I am to each and every one of you. There's something beautiful happening here today. And I felt it this morning when I came into the lobby. I met some wonderful people yesterday, but I want to thank everyone here because it's got to get out there. It has to, because there are people dying, and I've been telling everyone I know about this, and I've lost friends since then who didn't try it. And every day I read the paper, more people dying. And my one friend that did use it, she said she got it, but she waited too long. But she got off her couch for the first time in 3 months and went to the bathroom by herself. She died a week later. And her husband said it was the best week of their life because she felt better for the first time because she was on the bed or in the couch because she had no energy because she had done all the chemotherapies and all this. And it had just torn her down. And I don't understand medicine that tears us down to cure something. I see this as this is the right thing to do, and it's wonderful when the right thing to do is right there in front of you to help, and be able to talk to people about it does work. And I thank you all very much.
Thank you.